Today we're building the survival guide in Minecraft. There was a bunch of errors in this book, but that didn't stop us from building it. So let's get into this. First obstacle with this was block choice. There was not that many blocks with the colors of dirt on the cover. I tried a bunch of different designs. I stuck with one, but then after building it, I decided to change it up a bit, go a bit darker on the dirt, since mushroom block couldn't cut it. When working on the grass, I was gonna use some lime green, but it was way too bright for being lime green, and no other greens could touch it. So I went for more of a darker green. Now after accomplishing that, I decided to use structure blocks to create the other 4 corners. When I created the other 3 walls, the book didn't really cover what the back of the other 2 looked like, so I just made up my imagination and just went with the random block design. Designing the caves and everything was a bit different than what it was on the other side, but hey, I don't have to put that many blocks now, I can just place it. I'm not gonna fill the entire thing in where the hollow bits are. I'm just gonna leave those hollow to leave room for expansion. Thin stone layer on the top because we have to build with sand next. Putting sand down was actually probably the easiest part about this. Grass was semi-easy. The house was not really what you would want to build in Minecraft. There was no room for anything. It was 1 block wide in the entire house. So I honestly have no idea how Steve and Alex were able to live in that. Got some custom trees on this book. There's no vanilla trees on this book, but I built them anyway. Cave part was easy. Just had to put some stone down where the hollow bits were to create the little tunnel. One thing that didn't make sense to me is how they got down the cave. The cave didn't look like it wrapped around at all. Best way I think they got down was ladders. Next I'll work on the cave bits. The area where the furnace is and the chest plus the lava were. This is where we ran to our 3rd obstacle. If you look right there on the book, those furnaces don't make any sense on where they're placed. Are they floating? Are they sitting on the ground? That's just how they look to me, like they're floating. So I just made some floating furnaces. Cause why not? Front bit, I got the lava in the corner. Next thing they had is mine shaft support in the wall. And if you see, it's just blank behind it. So since it's in the 1 block wall, I had to bust out the wall. So on the other side, you can see stone that isn't the same size as the square. Next, I put in the detail on the walls in the cave. They didn't really have that much detail in the book, but I added a little bit more detail just to make it easier to see the detail. Next, I got the ladder system down on how to get down into the cave since you can't see any physical ladders, so I put them in the areas where they're supposed to be. Who wants to see glass holding back water? So I got myself some barriers, and I made it look like exactly what they did for photoshopping it. The mobs were a bit difficult. They kept on running away and the sheep fell off the edge, so I had to build a barrier. This reminds me of the Lego set I got of the one with Steve and the creeper and the house and the caves underneath. That's what it reminded me of. Now that we got it completed, let's check this out. Small house right here. I don't think anyone can actually live here. Ladders down into the deep. Nice open view from the cave. And you get your mine shaft over here in the other cave. You got a single gold ore here. But one thing I found interesting in this build that I still, right now, after a few days after building this, don't understand. The ladder underneath the waterfall, where does it go? I think it goes up into the pond, but leave where you think it went down in the comment section below. This looks really cool. 10 likes and I'll build another, and I hope to see you in the next one.